This is the hook. All right, so now that I got your attention, this is what makes players stand out in football. You see, as a center back, they tell me, yo, you gotta be loud, you gotta be a leader, you gotta be very communicative. If that's even a word, communicative. As a midfielder, they tell you, you gotta be creative, you gotta make these crazy De Bruyne passes. If you're a winger, they tell you gotta do the fancy tricks. That stuff doesn't make you stand out. So what really makes a player stand out in football? It's the unfair advantage. An unfair advantage is a unique trait that only you possess. Now, it's a strength that you have. It's something that you're very good at. Whether it's a genetic gift, whether you're super strong or super fast, or whether it's something you developed over childhood, you're extremely good at understanding the game, or you're extremely good at dribbling, or extremely good at communicating, or whatever that thing is. Now, how does this thing make you stand out? You see, every player has a strength that they're naturally good at. Don't overthink it. You probably have one or two or three of them, right? It's something that your coaches have told you you're super good at, or teammates or other players, or even yourself, be like, yo, I'm really good at this thing, right? So your unfair advantage is what allows you to stick out. Like, for example, look at Di Maria. This guy's left foot is insane. He doesn't even have a right, he's like two-star weak foot on FIFA. He doesn't even have a right foot, but his left foot is so good, that's his unfair advantage. Or Alphonso Davies, like how many times has this guy been out of position and he's so freaking fast? He just runs back. His unfair advantage is his speed. Like he just runs back and catches up to guys. So your unfair advantage is not only allowing you to stand out and elevate your game, you can actually compensate in other areas of your game. Like for example, Davies' positioning and Di Maria's right foot. You don't have to be as good in other areas of your game depending on how good your unfair advantage is. That's why when they say, yo, be good at your strengths, like work on your strength just as much as your weaknesses, that's the thing. That's the thing that's gonna stand you out. All right, so let's get tactical. Enough ranting about what the unfair advantage is and how freaking majestic it is. You clicked on this video because you want to be able to use your unfair advantage to your advantage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So let's do it. Number one, identify it. If it's 3 or 4 things, chill. It's 1 to 3, okay? I get it, you're a special snowflake. I'm a special snowflake as well. But just don't do too many things, because what's gonna happen is you have limited resources as a player, right? Your time, your energy, your money, all this stuff is limited. So if you're trying to allocate all your resources to improving 4 or 5 things, then you're not gonna be very good in any of them. So 1 to 2 to 3 things, identify what those things are, write them on a piece of paper. Step 2, double down on it, lean into it, triple down on it, quadruple down on it, okay? So find out how you can train your unfair advantage. So for me, it's strength and speed. I'm just really quick. So for me, it's, develop my power, plyometrics, get my hamstrings nice and strong, get my hip flexors nice and lengthened so I can have longer strides. For my strength, it's not really my muscles, I'm not that big, but it's kind of just like my understanding of like the 50-50 balls and proprioception. So how I would train my strength would just be proprioception training. It's all the weird balance training on the balance beams and stuff like that. So figure out what that thing is and how to train that thing. There's so many different ways you can train it and so many different unfair advantages you can have. So obviously I can't go into all of them, but double down on it and lean into it. I made 2 videos on how you can improve certain aspects of your game. So boom, I'm gonna put hopefully both of them up, bang, bang, right there, boom. And yeah, you can just watch them and try to apply that formula to try to double and triple down on that thing. Now, why does this matter? You see, coaches rely on certain players for certain things that they can provide in the game. If you're a striker and you can't dribble for your life, but the moment that ball touches your foot, it's like magic and it just finds a way into the net. Or if you're a center back and you're an insanely good ball playing center back, like whatever that thing is, coaches can rely on you to have that trait in that position. So being good in that thing is gonna allow you to win spots in your team. Because if you're, okay at everything in your game, then the coach kind of looks at you, he's like, yeah, he's a sub player, he's a second half type of player because he's not excelling in a certain thing. He's just all around decent. Now, if you're all around amazing, like you got guys like Cruz, you got guys like Gundogan, then that's good. But, we'll get into that another time. And other players are not doing this. Like they don't know what's going on. They're trying to bring up all these other stats. And I'm not saying you should just focus on strength. Like Di Maria can at least shoot with his right foot. He can do some basic stuff. His other stuff or our other stuff should be at like a 7 out of 10. So these guys are all trying to bring everything up simultaneously. And if me and you can focus on this unfair advantage and really double down on it, then standing out is like this. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe, this is my opinion. If you don't like it, then I guess don't listen. But I really do believe that this is the one thing that's going to allow me and a bunch of footballers as well to make it out. to just be known for that one thing. My name is Alp. I'm on the journey to being a pro footballer myself. I have nothing to sell you. I feel like a lot of people have their guard up, especially me as well. Like everyone's trying to sell you something. There's always a PDF or an ebook or whatever it is. So I just share my lessons along the way, you know, what I learned, the failures I made, the mistakes I made, the stuff I saw. It's pretty cool. I want to share with you guys. But yeah, that's about it. If you like this type of content, if you got anything from this video, then subscribe.